Okay, turn 6. There was a battle in the Great Blue. It happened just as I had hoped. I.e., the Mind Blasters Mind Blasted everyone. Everyone was Mind Blasted. We actually killed the commander with Mind Blasts, and so... now, trolls can't really be killed with Mind Blast because they regenerate, and Mind Blast doesn't do that much damage. But we just kind of paralyzed these trolls forever. And so my guys came swarming in and killed them, and as they started to wake up, we paralyzed them again. So, everybody dead. Good. Great. Look at that 24 damage hit, by the way. We also bought the wet ones. I'm not sure if I said this in the last episode. I may have altered this after the video. But I went ahead and bought some mercenaries because I'm like, I need a little bit more oomph early on. So we got the wet ones. Wet ones are basically just chaff. They're a lot like our slave guardians, but they're a little bit tougher. They have more HP, and they do a little bit less damage. But, they're decent chaff. They are amphibious. They have a siege bonus, so actually, the wet ones are a great mercenary group to buy if you want to besiege a fort. Although I do get a lot of siege strength from Shambler Thralls. But in any case, all these guys are collapsing on Deep Blue. We have enough income and some extra treasury that I should be able to start a fort next turn. And then I'm hoping the turn after that to be able to start another fort, potentially down here in Boat Eater. Now, obviously, I'm going to end up with resources being dragged away from doing that, but I can still use these forts to churn out thralls, which require almost no resources. And both these places have high recruitment points and good income, so getting forts on both of them would be great. Oleg Beg is going to move up there. Research-wise, I have hit Conjuration level 2. I'm closing in on level 3. Level 2 gives me water power, which is good, and then level 3 will, of course, give me lesser water elementals. But we're going to move Ubosathla down here to site search there, and then he'll site search there and there. And so that is the turn and the whole of the turn. I did get luck +1 in the Great Blue, which is nice, and I didn't find any magic sites in good water. So we're just going to collapse on this little group with all of our troops. We have these guys, we'll set them to hold an attack, and we'll set these guys back here to hold an attack, and we'll set these guys back there. And we'll set Napatua right there, and he'll be at hold and stay behind troops. Okay, great. That will be the turn then. We should take this place, start a fort there, and then we will split up and try to go to 2-turn expansion per turn, to 2-province expansion per turn. And actually, I may end up doubling back with somebody, possibly Napatua and Nigofa, or just Napatua maybe, will double back and hit Pronda and try to secure a foothold on land. That would be pretty sweet as well. So in any case, thanks for watching. See you in turn 7. Okay, turn 7. This is a fantastic event. We'll get to that in a second. But first, Battle in Deep Blue went off without a hitch. I managed to mentally blast a ton of these guys before they came in. You can see here, Amber Clan Guard, very, very solid underwater units. 17 prot. Their attack skill is very low because this province is very dark and they don't have dark vision for some reason, but Tritons usually don't. But 17 prot, attack skill 11, defense skill 10, and they have these short bronze tridents, which are decent length still and do quite a bit of damage. They're very, very solid units. On top of that, of course, the Amber Clan has mages. They don't have any mages here, only an Amber Clan priest, but... well, I wonder where that undead came from, then. Did they have a mage who died? Actually, I just don't know where that long dead came from. Interesting. But yeah, in any case, Amber Clan, pretty radical. But yeah, they just get wiped out by my hordes of shit after all getting mind blasted into the Shadow Realm. Yeah, they just had an Amber Clan Guard Commander. He must have had a Talisman of the Skull or something. And an Amber Clan Priest. So we lost one wet one. Fine. And we got Holber the Enslaved Mage. Holber is amazing. He has Fire, Water, Earth, and Astral. So he can forge... he can't forge Astral boosters directly, but since we have high-level Astral anyway, we can forge him a Starshine Skullcap, and then he can forge Crystal Coins. He can forge Rune Smashers. He can cast earth spells, he's a great guy. And forge earth items if we need earth items for whatever reason. Fantastic. Absolutely love Holber. So Holber is going to move out to site search immediately. Down here we've got Ulug Beg. Ulug Beg is also going to research. Excuse me, it's early morning. So we're up to 64 research points per turn, which is just fine for turn 7. And in fact, I've got Holber moving. I may also move out Shigmel here in order to site search for nature. Because getting some nature income would be radical as well. Ubasafla is site searching, Holber is moving to site search, Shigmel is moving to site search. We're splitting up our troops here. So Napatua is going up to Nuptia because I think 29 wet ones can take 20 Ictiids if this is 20 Ictiids. That's a bit of a gamble. They might lose that fight. Mushroom, meanwhile, has taken all of these Shambler Thralls, as many as he can take, and he is going to attack Lake Doom, which is occupied by Shark Tribe Tritons. Shark Tribe Tritons are deceptively powerful because they get 3 attacks each, so their attack density is crazy. Being that they are only, still size 2, but they get 3 attacks each, so it's 9 attacks per square. It's pretty insane. But I think we can probably overwhelm them with the Mind Blast. If there aren't too many of them, I mean, more than half of them will end up Mind Blasted and paralyzed before they reach me, and then the Shambler Thralls should be able to just trample the hell out of the scattered Tritons coming in, so it should be fine. We're not recruiting any troops because we are starting a Rock Walls here in Deep Blue, so that's starting now, has 5 turns remaining, so it'll be done right at the end of the year. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm angling to start a second one down here pretty quick. I would like to be spreading my Dominion more, but I haven't had the spare money to build temples. In fact, I'm going to need to spread my Dominion more because I'm going to run into Therodos, and I've got to pump some Dominion in order to keep him from destroying me and everything I love. So we're not going up on land just yet. We're still figuring things out. Interestingly, however, Ulm has not pushed up in this direction. I think because he doesn't want to cross these barbarians, and he may not see that these good provinces are past those barbarians. So I still do have a shot there. Starting to recruit some more slave guardians that I can go up on land with, and I will probably do so sometime fairly soon here. Gonna need a little bit more leadership before I do. In fact, actually, instead of slave guardians, I may just start pumping out some Lobo Guard real quick. Yeah. Because that only requires magic leadership, and all my mages have magic leadership. Okay. That'll be the plan. Yeah, we'll do that. So, great. And that's our expansion. Hopefully we'll get 2 provinces this turn. Then, depending on what we see, we may collapse back to 1 there, or we could split off. This will be a very easy province to take. And if this is also an easy province, then we can just go boop, boop, and push a little bit ahead. Because it is turn 7, and we only have 5 provinces, so we're a little bit behind right now. If we take those 2, then we'll be at 7 provinces on turn 8. If we can take 2 the turn after that, then we'll be at 9 provinces on turn 9, which is kind of back on track, kind of where we want to be, if not better. Our expansion pressure is less than most people's, but I still want resources. I still want to grow quickly, because that is, after all, the name of the game. That's how you progress in Dominions. So, here's hoping that we can make something happen. Alright. That's turn 7. I'll see y'all in turn 8, and like I said, I'll plan to get up there. I could, right now, send the wet ones to attack and, Nigofa, but I can't recruit any commanders here, so I would have to move somebody else. I guess Holber will be there. So, No, I just want to take those 2 and start the fort. I'll go up on land in a little bit here. Okay, never mind. I'll see you in turn 8. Alright, turn 8. We found a magic site. Yay, we found a water site. It gives us water and gems. There was a battle in Lake Doom. This is the Dark Abyss here. We're fighting against Shark Tribe Tritons, who are actually quite dangerous. Multiple attacks. Poison on both these 2, except for the bite. And they also have Berserker, so they're very, very good at cutting things up. And, causing a lot of damage very quickly. They're not very good at surviving being mind blasted. And then we trample them. We do take some casualties, just because, as I said, they cause so much damage. But, it's not too bad. We just lost a few of our Shambler Thralls, 3 of our 17. That's fine. In Nuptia, meanwhile, we had a somewhat less fortunate battle. We sent in our Wet One mercenaries, and, I mean, the fact of the matter is Wet Ones are pretty terrible. So, I'm not super surprised by this, but watch what happened. They're holding, they go forward to fight, they fight the Standard Ictiids, and they do pretty well against the Standard Ictiids, because the Standard Ictiids have no armor. But against the Ictiid warriors, who have Prot 13, because they actually wear, like, fairly heavy armor, the Wet Ones just can't actually hurt them much. I mean, Ictiid warriors, they have garbage stats, but they're armored like, you know, like independent militia, like heavy militia. So, you know, it's kind of a challenge for these pathetic Wet Ones to actually get through to them. So, the Ictiid warriors hold the Wet Ones off and rout them, and in the process, I believe they kill the commander. So, these other Wet Ones just rout and dissipate, and ain't gonna study war no more. Very, very sad. So we wiped out all the Standard Ictiids, left 13 Ictiid warriors there. We got an enormous cauldron of broth in Lake Doom, and we got 1,000 gold in good water, which is fantastic. I'm saving a lot of that gold, actually. And I am moving some more commanders around. I'm recruiting another Triton commander down here, because I want to build a fort in this province to get Triton Knights, which are very, very good at fighting underwater. I want to have a few of these guys because they have magic attacks, which are good at dealing with ghosty goos. Moving over here to site search, I'm moving up here so that I can take over from this. My commander can take over building the rock walls, and my priest can move out, because I have seen Therodos' dominion in several provinces near me, and I need to push that back hard, because otherwise it will kill the population, and that would be bad. So, Mushroom is leading his army up here to clean out those guys, and then he's going to go fight the Amber Clan, which I think should be not too much of a problem, once again. And then he'll sweep down here. These are all provinces that we've agreed are mine, because he's getting these 6. And then we'll start building temples, and possibly recruiting a couple of polypal mothers who can sit around and preach and free spawn polypal spawn. And so then we can push back Therodos' dominion via those methods, and hopefully prevent him from taking over too much of the area. Also, I'd like to build another fort. I know I have a fort there. I'm planning to build a fort there. I'd also like to build a fort there to recruit Ictiids to help invade the land. Although, well, I don't really need Ictiids to invade the land because my forts recruit amphibious troops. But the some of the slave troopers with nets would actually be pretty good. So I may use some of them. They're stat-wise better than Ictiids. They're like Ictiids plus. But wait. Yeah, I think they have a couple fewer hit points, but that doesn't really matter. In any case, we're site searching for nature there. Up here, Holber is searching, and then he'll build a lab in this province, so we'll start getting some Amber Clan mages. We're moving Ubosathla out to site search there. And gem income slowly coming up. Slowly coming up. We're up to 7 now, so we've gained 1. And hopefully we will gain more shortly. This province will be another good one to take. It won't be high income, but it will have more magic sites, because it is a deep sea gorge. This is merely deep sea. And then that province should be fairly easy to take. And that one's going to be kind of tough. That one's probably going to inflict some casualties. I think I can take it with this army, but it will inflict some casualties. This province I don't anticipate taking hardly any casualties capturing. And Nagofa will then, like I said, take his little troops up there, build a temple, and possibly also, I don't know where else I want to put forts. I know here, and probably there. This actually probably wouldn't be a bad place. One of these provinces probably wouldn't be a bad place to put a fort and a temple, and a lab. And then maybe a fort up there and start recruiting even more Amber Clan mages just for research. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to recruit too many Amber Clan mages just because they will be a pain in the neck to get on land. Like, you can't get them on land. There's no point even trying. There's too many of them. But we can, having one fort churning them out for research purposes and summoning purposes, probably a good idea. So, that's turn 8. And I'll see you all in turn 9, I think. Let's look at the Hall of Fame, see who's in there so far. Agartha has 2 Trogdolite Lords, there's some Mercenaries, and then there's 2 Vanherses. Okay, oh, he's got Troll Blood. Nice. Heroic Endurance and Valor. Okay, well, that's cool. Alright, nothing too terribly interesting happening so far. I did turn score graphs off, right? Yes, good. Okay. just paranoid. Alright, that's the turn. I'll see y'all in turn 9.